Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is HD, and it's time for another HD broadcast. It is currently Thursday afternoon. I just got off work, and I'm excited to bring you guys this series of games. This is straight from DreamHack's Invitational Tournament, which was held out in Europe. I know some of you guys probably stay tuned to DreamHack because, it's just an awesome gaming convention. I know they also had League of Legends, which had like 200,000 plus viewers as well. And I know League of Legends is a huge game. I'm more of a Han player myself, but I've been thinking about getting into LoL lately. And yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys prefer League of Legends or Han, or maybe you're waiting for Dota 2? I don't know, or maybe you guys are still playing the old school Dota. You guys are like the classics from 1960s. But regardless, this is going to be MC versus Idra. This is going to be the rematch from the MLG. You guys probably all watched OGS MC versus Idra already from MLG. I know a lot of casters have already casted that game, and I think being that MLG is now like a week or 2 weeks over now, it's just I don't think there's any reason anymore to be casting those games. It's already too out of date. You know, StarCraft community is like, it's like computer electronics. The games, they come out and they get outdated right away. Computer electronics, they get outdated within like 2 months. So I won't be casting any more MLG games, I don't think, but this is the rematch between MC and Idra. And if you guys watched the stream live, you guys remember that MC and Idra, they have some serious beef. Maybe not necessarily towards each other, but basically, when MC beat Idra at MLG, he walked out the booth, he was all swaggering and everything, he was like strutting around, and he basically just gave the thumbs down to Idra, right to his face. And these two guys, they will smack talk each other all day long. I'm a little disappointed that we don't have any smack talk to start things off in this game as of yet, but I don't know, maybe DreamHack had some rules or something, saying that you get DQ'd if you say anything at all. Or maybe not. We might see some playful banter in the next couple of minutes. You never know. Now, not taking anything away from Idra, you guys know who this guy is. You guys should know who both these players are. These guys are like the icons of StarCraft 2 currently. Idra recently making a name for himself, not because he's always been the macro style player, but lately, I really love how he's varied his play. He's not always the macro kind of guy that you expect to play. Nowadays, he's mixing it up. He's using Hydra drops, he's using Nidus worms, he's using Baneling Burrow, bombs and everything. He is so creative, and that's what has made him such a deadly player in the last couple of months. He's really varied his game style. People never know if he's cheesing now or if he's playing a straight up game. And I mean, honestly, this Idra is just a monster of the Zerg race. Now, of course, got to give compliments to MC as well, having won 2 GSL finals titles already. He is a god amongst men. I don't think anybody else has won that many titles so far. And I don't know, this is going to be an epic rematch from the MLG. This is going to be a best of 3 series, and it's going to be a pretty big map to start things off. This is Crevasse, and Crevasse is, of course, as you guys all know, very big, has an expansion right inside the main with the rich Vespene geyser. Zergs love this. They can grab this very quickly and get that rich Vespene gas running right away. And it does tend to lend itself into a pretty macro game. So we'll see how things go. We already have the Zergling giving chase to the probe, and MC is going to be able to get his unit in there. I think he's already scouted Idra for quite some time already. So I think both players at this point know what the other is up to. Both of them just playing a macro game. Idra did open up with Pool and Gas first, just because he doesn't want to get cheesed by MC, doesn't want pylons blocking his hatchery or anything like that. And MC will be opening up with a Stargate. So we're going to start things off with a little bit of Void Ray action. Now, before this game really gets kickstarted, I just want to say I hope you guys tuned into that 40 nuke game that I casted a couple of days ago. If you guys haven't, you have to check it out. It's pretty awesome. I know a lot of people were like, yeah, the first 2 parts were awesome, then the third part was like, oh, couldn't reach climax. And when I say that, I mean, there was never a nuke that dropped on the Protoss army. I watched that too, and I was like, oh, like a little bit disappointing. I was hoping we would see a nuke fall on that Protoss ball. It never happened. But it was still a pretty epic game. And also, I want to thank you guys all for leaving such positive comments. A lot of people have been saying that the microphone quality is pretty darn good. I had somebody comment and say I sound like God now, so I don't know. If I'm really God, maybe I can get all of you guys to pitch in and help me buy a new car, because God should never get his car stolen. Very, very sad day indeed. Haven't really had any response back from the cops yet as to whether or not I'm going to get my money's worth, as I've already sued the chop shop, but I'll let you guys know when it does happen. So it does look like this Void Ray is gonna make its way out of here. It's already got one Zergling kill, and it's gonna make its way over to Idra's base. Idra currently... oh, by the way, guys, his name is pronounced Idra. Sometimes I pronounce him Idra. I know it's wrong, but yeah, his name is Idra. So yeah, don't shoot me, guys. I know a bunch of people are gonna be mad at me for that. MC here is gonna come in with the Void Ray, but Idra is already well prepared with Spore Crawlers and Queens all around. So safe. He's got a Spore Crawler at his third as well, and his lair is about to come up. So we're about to see Idra choose his tech path. Whether it's going to be roaches, hydras, or a quick spire remains to be seen. It looks like it will be roaches with +1 weapons, and Idra's going to take this game straight to the ground. He knows that the Protoss already has domination in the skies, and you know, Void Rays are a pretty dominant unit. They, I mean, look at that guy. The portrait, the guy who drives the Void Ray, he kind of looks like Darth Vader in a way. So the air units for the Protoss forces, they're scary, man. And I don't think Idra wants to really contest that. He's going to allow the Protoss to take the skies, but he's going to hope that he's going to have a more superior ground force. And we'll see if that's the case. He's going to go with Roach Hydras here. And hopefully he gets his Hydras out pretty soon, because now MC's got 3 Void Rays. Nice Void Ray micro right there. When those Void Rays get charged up, they are going to be so beastly. Oh my god, it's going to be able to kill off the Queen. How much damage is MC going to be able to do? A lot of Spore Crawlers coming up right now for Idra. Idra trying to burrow another Spore Crawler. These 3 Void Rays, MC microing. That last Void Ray has 1 HP and it just barely gets out of there. MC's micro is so incredible, man. And he's going to be able to keep all his forces alive. These Void Rays and Phoenixes, this is the Protoss Air Fleet. They have a 5-star safety rating right now. None of them have gone down at all in any of the engagements. MC's doing so well right here. If Idra's smart, he might be able to focus fire the weakened one, but it does, of course, have its shields regenerated, and MC will be able to back out of there. And will be able to keep his units alive. Now, back in the main... MC here going for robotic support bay, most likely going to see some Colossus. Zergling runs in here, saw the Nexus, so Idra knows that the Protoss is now going to be on 3 base. And Idra will probably grab a quick 4th in response. This game is getting pretty heated. At some point, the volcano is going to burst. The emotions are going to run wild, because these 2 players have a lot of pent-up anger towards each other. I can't wait to see when the fireworks explode, what's going to happen between these 2. Remember, this is the first game in this best of 3 series. Anything can happen. The Hydras are on the ground right now, and you know, MC really doesn't have that much of an army to deal with Hydras. Yes, he does have Zealots. Zealots are fairly good against Hydralisks, but he doesn't have those Colossus yet. In fact, he's waiting to make Colossus. He's waiting for that Colossus extended thermal lance, which is such a crucial upgrade. It's like going out of going out into the ghettos without a gun. You need the extended thermal lance on those Colossus. Otherwise, they're just like wielding little pesky bats, and they're not going to be able to do much damage at all. So MC is waiting for his Colossus to come out. I think Idra may have a timing here where he can hit with those Hydras and do a lot of damage. He has +1 weapons. He has, well, let me see. He does have the grooved spines, so his Hydras have that +1 range or +2 range. They'll be able to do a lot of damage. The first Colossus has now come out, but the thermal lance is not yet done. The Colossus does not have that awesome firepower that it needs, and Idra is trying to break down the side rocks here on this map on Crevasse. He will be able to, if he breaks this down, he's going to be able to open up 2 avenues to attack and pincer MC's army, and that's exactly what he's going to do. But MC is going to try to erect an artificial wall here with his force fields. MC in a little bit of trouble here. He may have to fall back into his cannons, and remember, his Colossus still does not have that range. Idra trying to find an opportunity to attack. The Phoenix is trying to hold off the roaches on the other side. And Idra is gonna get in here. He has the Hydras in the back, but he's not focused firing the Colossus. I'm not sure what Idra's doing here. It almost seems like his units are confused as to what to attack. He needs to focus firing down that Void Ray, and down it goes, but he does not have enough forces to take out the Colossus, even though MC didn't have the extended Thermal Lance, and it was vulnerable. But Idra streaming in with more roaches. They are coming in. There's 8 more roaches on the way, guys. I think that he may be able to push the subject here. MC may have to fall back. Idra coming in with those all-powerful roaches, and another cycle of Stalkers will come in. That may be enough to reinforce MC. I'm not entirely sure. Idra's continuing to push here. Remember, guys, he had like 8 roaches in production. He can definitely do some work here. But he decides, oh god, it's such a close game right now. Remember, if Idra can break this, if he can kill off this Colossus, that would be huge. He picks the Colossus, and if he can break the rest of this Stalker army, this Nexus would be very, very vulnerable. But it looks like the cannons are going to warp in, and Idra will have to fall back and wait for another day. Very, very close battle, but during that entire time, he's such a smart player. He's going for his 4th hatchery. He knows that he cannot stay on par against a Protoss that has 3 bases as well. So he's grabbing another expansion. So smart. And back over at MC's base, what is he cooking up? Do you smell what MC is cooking? He's making 4 more gateways. He's gonna be predominantly focused on the ground here. Pretty much cut his Void Ray production for now and his Phoenix production. He knows he has to handle the roaches and hydras. Idra coming in some more with a lot of roaches and hydras, but that Colossus now has that extended thermal lance. Look at the range on that thing. It is so long. But Idra coming in with more roaches and hydras. That creep is helping so much. It's like a little expressway up until this point. This is when you don't get Carpool Express anymore and they kind of slow down. Idra should think about expanding the creep a little bit more. His creep not really expanding all the best. Remember, guys, that creep is like a carpet. It is the highway express of the Zerg, and you need it to spread all over the map. Not only does it give you the speed, but it also gives you vision across the map. It is so important. So I like what Idra's doing. He is kind of spreading it a little bit more, but the Observer will allow these Colossus, the Road Wreckers, to come in here and destroy the creep. Not bad at all by MC. Just poking a little bit and destroying that. Also, across the map, Zerglings placed really smartly. Idra knows here that he needs to keep tabs on the Protoss when he decides to expand. And we do have Corruptors on the way for Idra. Remember, guys, Corruptors, absolutely essential to deal with Colossus. I'm surprised he didn't get those a little sooner, but he was trying to be aggressive this entire time. He wasn't, you know, able to build up that massive Corruptor ball because he was trying to build all these Roaches and Hydras, but better late than never. He does have Corruptors on the way. And we're building up for a pretty big engagement, guys. MC has a lot of Colossus, a lot of ground forces. Army tabs, though, showing that Idra is ahead. He's got 189 supply, over 150. Economy fairly even for both players. There's the pesky Zergling. MC moving out to grab now his 4th expansion, and smart, of course, to move out with some of his army to pick off that Zergling. Otherwise, the Zergling probably would have killed the probe, and the probe would not have been able to get that Nexus up. So, the game is still continuing on here. Neither player wishing to engage at this moment as Idra has really slowed down. But he's bringing in a couple of Zerglings here once to try to cancel that Nexus. I think he did delay it by a little bit. But those Zerglings, they ran in there. They got roasted pretty quickly. And now MC is going to be able to get that 4th Nexus up. But you know what, guys? Idra already has a 5th hatchery on the way. I wonder how many macro hatches he has. He has 1 macro hatch. So he's got a total of 6 hatcheries, guys, just pumping out units at will. That is the awesome power of a Zerg. And guys, he's already maxed out. He's got 100, no, he's at 200 supply now. He was at a moment there just at 190, but now he's maxed at 200. And we're gonna have a pretty colossal engagement. Excuse the pun. That's the only word I can use to describe it. There's so many Colossus here. The question here, does he have enough Corruptors? He's only got 4, not enough to one-shot the Colossus, and he's gonna engage here. I don't like this engagement position because those force fields are splitting the Roaches and Hydras in half, and oh my god, the entire army getting lasered down. And Idra just GG's and leaves the game. Surprising that he GG'd there. A lot of times, especially against MC, he'll just say, screw it, leave the game and go to the next game. But he decides to be GM and he leaves this game with grace, but MC taking a victory off of Idra in this rematch series. Remember, guys, MC already won in this contest a couple of weeks ago, but Idra is not out yet. This is a best of 3 series, and we're going to have another game on the way, guys, so stay tuned. Idra versus MC Game 2 coming up next.